In the Esports World Cup, a $1 million prize pot tournament for Street Fighter 6, we saw some of the highest level Street Fighter 6 gameplay yet, including what I call the sweatiest match and the most impressive match I've ever seen of Street Fighter 6, Blaz versus Leshar. If you look at some of the YouTube comments, we have stuff like, looks like they're playing the game at 2x speed. I think this match made me realize just how insane these pros can be. One of my favorite matches from the EWC. And I really wanted to do a detailed analysis of this game because I think even though this wasn't grand finals, this is only a $50,000 somewhere around their money match. I thought it was technically the most amazing match there. And this match lasted about 22 minutes. And as you can see by the YouTube video length, this video is a little bit longer than 22 minutes. And it's because I want to analyze everything that's going on in this gameplay. From the decisions these players are making, to some of the tech skill and some of the tech, to the things that you may or may not have missed. But let me introduce the players first. First, we have Blaz. He's the rising up-and-comer in the fighting game scene. He is a 15-year-old kid from Chile. Yes, I said that correctly. 15 years old, winning almost 200K off of just Street Fighter 6. Absolutely insane, very skilled, one of the best players. Most notably got second at Capcom Cup, beating this player, Leshar, who got third at Capcom Cup and also has won about 200 grand. And relatively to Blaz, he is Unk status, right? Of a super old age of 26 compared to Blaz of a bright young 15 years of age. These are two of the best Street Fighter 6 players on the earth. They're two of the rising up-and-comers. Obviously you have established names like Mena, Xiao Hai, Kakaru, very well-known names, but Leshar and Blaz are considered to be by most the up-and-coming Street Fighter 6 GOATs, right? So it wouldn't surprise me if in a future tournament like next year's Capcom Cup, one of these players would be the one to win it. And these guys have actually met a couple different times, right? They met at Capcom Cup 11 where Blaz actually destroyed Leshar's head with Ryu. And there was a tournament that happened just a couple months ago at CEO where Leshar actually beat Blaz with Mai. And so they're 1-1 in important sets. And that brings us to the showdown at Esports World Cup, where there is about, again, 50 grand or whatever on the line for this specific match. Leshar, sticking to his multi-character specialist ability, is playing Terry. Seemingly weird, but I think the idea is that in the last match or last few matches, he's been rotating Terry and Ed. And there's a lot of logic that goes into character selection here. It could be something like, I don't think Blaz is ready for Terry. He doesn't have that much Terry experience. It could be, I played Blaz in casuals and he was messing up my Ed and he was messing up my Mai, so therefore I went to Terry. It could be, I just feel hot on the Terry. There's a lot of different thoughts that go into like why a player might pick a certain character, right? It could just be, hey, I studied the Terry Ryu matchup a lot and I have a couple new strategies that I don't think Blaz is going to be ready for, right? And even Blaz has been known to pick a couple different characters. Most notably in this tournament, he's played Ken, but he's sticking with his tried and true Ryu for this match. And in these matches, I just want to kind of analyze everything. And this game goes by pretty quick. And we're going to try to take a look at everything that we can.
Do it again. It's the second time. I ain't think I see it coming, but hey, it's a blessing.
Already 1 second in, right? So what's going through these guys' minds at Roundstart, right? Whether you play aggressive or not, I think that's a lot of decision. Like you're walking forward at Roundstart, but both of these guys are playing like pretty, I don't want to call it like passively, but you don't want to like overextend at the beginning of the game, right? Generally, like a top level player, like let's say, like why is this guy not drive rushing or jumping at round start? The more reactionary you can play, especially at high level, the better off your odds are at winning, right? And taking a very huge risk as something like a drive rush or a jump that your opponent can react to is a little bit scary, especially, you could just lose the whole momentum of a match right off 99 seconds, right? So these guys both play pretty passive. One thing you'll notice is that while Blaz does throw a fireball here, it's not at the start of the round. Even though most people would say this is a start of the round fireball, what he does is he waits just like a split second so that if the opponent jumps or drive rushes, he can react. And then once he sees the opponent doesn't do anything crazy at the start of the round, then he throws the fireball, right? You see that like the Terry player's moving here a little bit, right? So he sees that micro movement. He's like, all right, this guy's not jumping, not drive rushing. I throw a fireball.
But hey,
perfect parries the first fireball. Again, this is extremely hard and then cancels this into stand heavy kick. And it looks like Blaz here tries to go for like drive chip or something like that. So let me recreate this in training mode. We'll pick Terry on the first side and we'll pick Ryu on the second, right? And just to show you, like, yes, this is hard to do, but let me show you what he actually tried, like the idea of this heavy kick, right? So if I'm Ryu, I throw a fireball. If I get a regular parry, like my heavy kick won't come out, right? Like I don't want a heavy kick here because here, we'll do the exact sequence, which is this into donkey kick, right? And so like, let's say I try the heavy kick here. Like I'm just gonna get screwed over, right? And like, let's say I try to whiff something, or let's say I try to like even throw a fireball of my own. There's like many different things that this can be, right? Or even like, I'm just like inching forward and trying to like control space. Hey, my drive just got chunked. So there's a lot of reasons why he'd go for donkey kick here. But what Leshar did was he perfect parried this on reaction. And there's this option select you can do where you basically press perfect parry and then heavy kick. And then if the perfect parry doesn't come out, your heavy kick doesn't come out. But if I ever get the perfect parry, the heavy kick will come out. And obviously, like, they make it look so much easier than it actually is. And I'm trying to do it. And we'll see if we can get it. But imagine doing this with 50 grand on the line. I can't even get it, like, but you get the idea. He is obviously at the right spacing so that the heavy kick was able to counter hit the start of the donkey kick like that, right? And I didn't recreate the situation exactly, but Blaz basically assumed that Leshar wasn't going to be able to perfect parry the first fireball and therefore threw something out. And already that's the first interaction. There's a lot that goes on here. This right here is just a drop combo.
I ain't gonna let it drop. You hear me?
Again, like people get a little bit nervous. This is the B&B where like now in this patch you just juggle with this. Pros drop their combos sometimes, especially when there's a lot of stakes on the line. You'll see a few drop combos. This is one of them. These guys actually make quite a few mistakes in this whole match, but it happens, right?
Games, here we go. Game one, Terry.
There's a lot of stakes. Yes.
Blaz. Not gonna go for the edge pick. A little bit more aggression is going to be the choice.
Yeah, they're trying to whiff punish. Good check.
Numerous rounds, right? He's very.
You see, yeah, the number of perfect parries these guys are going for, right? Perfect parry, perfect parry. It's so much easier said than done. This is crazy. So
he's very.
Yeah, I'm sure it could be +2, but oh yeah, like there is some situations where you like want to drop a combo and like bait something out. Generally you don't want to do it because like most top players won't fall for it, but there is a strategy where like you can do what's actually, it's like I never actually did this combo, right? Like that's pretty easy. Whether he tried to like actually drop it on purpose, I'm not sure, right? As you can see, like this combo is easy enough that like as a Terry player, like I mean, as someone that doesn't play Terry, like obviously I can get like somewhat consistently is if I just remember the inputs. So did Leshar drop this on purpose? But you can make it so it's like it's actually your turn, right? And so sometimes I'll do this, like especially at like the end of a round in like a clutch situation, make them think that I dropped my combo and they try to mash or try to take their turn, and then you can beat them. But I don't think that's what he did here. Again, this interaction you'll see a lot, especially high level replay. A really good player can check drive rush, right? And so like anytime that Ryu is like trying to drive rush at me, if I'm a strong player, I'm gonna be able to react with like stand medium kick or something, right? And this stand medium kick could lead into like a lot of damage. I don't know what he would have done here. Maybe like stand medium kick super. But you get the idea, like I could check it into something with a lot of damage. So the way you generally beat this is you either do a special or you whiff a normal and then look for the whiff punish. And so that's exactly what happened here, right? He saw that Leshar was perfect parrying the fireballs. Okay, let me check. Leshar does stand medium kick to check the drive rush. Blaz reacts to stand medium kick with a sweep. That was pure reaction that was like Blaz saw that he whiffed the stand medium kick. All right, let me go in. He goes for a safe jump. A lot of characters after like these kind of knockdowns, you may or may not know how safe jump work, but like the idea is if I do this and I hold up forward at this like right spacing. Man, that's actually like really tight spacing. I can't believe Blaz recognized this spacing to what the. I guess it would be like if you caught an outstretched limb, right? This is even hard to set up. So like if you catch like he knew that if you caught an outstretched limb, I'm probably gonna mess this up. But like if you could catch an outstretched limb, then you're able to do the jump. Kind of interesting. You're gonna be at the right spacing, and the idea behind that jump is like, let's say like is this punish counter? Because again, punish counter in this game has like a little bit more knockdown on sweep for whatever reason. Let's see if I can get, yeah. Like in theory, the way Blaz set it up is that he'd be able to block if Terry did EXTP. So it's just a free way to like start chunking this drive gauge, because drive gauge is a lot lower. You can't back roll here actually, because again, it's punish counter. So anything like a punish counter sweep prevents back roll. Oh, actually, you can see what he did. This again, over analysis. What he did a slight walk back. I don't know if you guys caught that. Again, very micro optimization here. So you see a slight walk back to get the timing for the safe jump. I told you these guys are sweaty, bro. A manually timed safe jump. I don't even know if I could do this if I tried. Yeah, this is actually super clean. So let me try for because most characters in the game could do something like this, right? So we'll set Ryu to a wake up DP, and I will try to, like, obviously that's gonna whiff, so I have to like micro walk back and not get hit by the DP. I think I got it there, yeah. So basically he did something like that where it's like slight micro walk back and then jump in order to one, not cross up, and two, in order to perfectly time the safe jump. God, these guys are even sweatier than I thought. That's crazy. Okay.
Right, getting the first punish counter out of the sweep.
Yeah.
And mind you, he was going for the drive. He was already bait and bunch, so that was a success.
Yeah, that's such a tight window too.
Now, that was the next thing I was gonna highlight.
This is crazy. I don't know how Blaz knew this. I guess it's just he knew that after the spacing on the throw, there's not much that reaches after back tech, right? So if I'm Terry and I react to Ryu doing back roll, again, generally after a throw, you always want to back roll, right? You can't back roll a punish counter, but like if it's just a normal thing, like let's say they back roll, I can't get something like a medium punch to hit. There's very little that actually hits here, right? That doesn't hit. This doesn't hit. So I have a couple options, right? I could check with something like this, but really the most optimal thing for Terry to do is this crash medium kick, right? Because they'll catch walk back and you can like kind of hit confirm them walking back and go into a combo, right? So on the layer 1 interaction, Leshar is like, okay, the most optimal thing I can do is dash forward crash medium kick, right? Because it just generally seems like a good option that beats a lot of different things after forward throw. And Blaz, with the knowledge of the situation, knows this and goes for a low perfect parry, right? They made a change in season 3 where in order to get a perfect parry on a low, you actually have to predict that it's going to be a low by holding down back. So he knew he was going to go for the low here, right? This wasn't like an accidental perfect parry. He predicted that Shara was going to go for the immediately timed low and gets it and gets a punish combo. Actually crazy. And he's burned out too. It just goes for a shimmy. And the idea behind this is like, again, this whole sequence is just really good, right? Everything becomes plus in burnout.
A successful sweep. So I like how he hit the break.
That's insane. Absolutely insane. All right, so that's plus. This is plus, right? Everything becomes more plus in burnout, including this palm. This palm is typically -3. In burnout, +4 frame advantage, it becomes +1. Goes for some type of super bait. The idea behind this is like when you hyper delay something, let's take for example, like I do this with Terry. You could do this with any character, right? If you leave a huge gap and the opponent is, I'm gonna do this same thing, right? If the only thing invincible Terry can do is a reversal super, right? So take, for example, this situation. It doesn't have to be in burnout or whatever. So we'll make the block reversal a super. If I do this into medium punch, right? So you see I press my medium punch there. Oh, this is actually in burnout. This is not gonna. Yeah, I actually have to show you guys in burnout. So this exact situation. Oh, I'm actually not able to super. That's kind of funny. But most people would like do a late super because it's really hard to react to stand light kick drive reversal. So let's say he did like a delay Shinku Hadoken here, right? And how I say, like, well, I guess I could always do like my own super, or I could do like EXDP. So like if this happens, I can react to VXDP and I can screw him. So there's a lot of like different. Basically, the whole point is like when you do this like a button into a super delayed drive rush, you can react to the super flash, and it because it's eating my button, right? So like you see how even though I'm pressing medium punch here, especially like let's say I like don't delay it at all. If I'm delaying it a lot, it eats my medium punch. My medium punch is not coming out, right? He's just hitting me out of the drive rush, which means that I have enough time to react with EXDP and get through the super. Anyways, that's what's going on here. Is the reason why Leshar, like one of the reasons that Blaz waited so long on the super, on the next button after drive rush, is because he wanted to see if there's a super, and if so, he would just like DP through it, and then you're basically dead because the next guy's gonna like kill, right? And it automatically like staggers and stuff too. This was him just going for DI, hoping that Leshar wasn't gonna react. He was at a timing where like it still catches jump, which is actually like really nice. I assume there's like a reason why he did this, is like it doesn't hit perfectly meaty, so it's a little harder to like react, right? And then he goes for a kill combo. I assume usually you only want to burn yourself out if you think it's going to kill. I think Blaz thought this was going to kill. To be fair, it's really, really close. And then just goes for a mix up, right? The idea being that if Leshar guessed right on that perfect parry, Leshar wins the game. You get perfect parry back there in the corner, go for a meaty DI, and he dies, right? So it wasn't a bad read from Leshar, and it's a good read from Blaz too. They went for the drive rush OS. Yeah, shit's like mad good. By the way, if you guys got any questions, let me know. I'm trying to like over explain the shit out of this, which means that if you guys have questions, it means YouTube's gonna have questions too, right? Nah, so this is the same option select that Leshar showed round 1, right? Except he did it basically point blank. The ability to react to fireball is insane. It's absolutely insane here. Why do I wear socks with sandals all the time? Don't. That's crazy. Don't like slander me like that. I don't know if I would have to practice this for like a while. Being able to react to this. Here, we'll do like at this range is crazy. So like the way that someone like Leshar probably sets this up is they'll do like a, how do I say, they'll go for like, yeah, we'll just do this. And I think there's a gap here. And then the option 2, the way that like you would beat this, it'd actually be like, all right. So the reason I say this is like, I forgot I set this up. All right, and then option 2 is gonna be, we'll do heavy fireball actually. And so you have to distinguish between these two, which is like insanely hard. Being able to tell when it's a fireball and when it's this, because if I parry when it's the palm, I just die. I can't do this to save my life. Like I'd have to practice this for at least like an hour. They like get this down like super, cause see, I keep parrying when it's the palm. And see, I'm trying to react to the palm. I'm trying to react to just the fireball. Oh my god, bro, this is... He did not randomly guess. You do not get to this level randomly guessing on shit. He 100% reacted on the fireball, and this is doable. But like, again, I'm like a top 1% player in this game, and I can't do this consistently, bro. I can't even do it at all. That's how fucking cracked out these guys are, bro. So this is like, again, these are two of the best players in the world for a reason. I can't do this. Oh, fuck, dude. All right, I just want to get it once. But I'm just trying to show like how fucking hard this is. All right, we're gonna get. You just have to believe. You just have to believe. There we go. Only took me like 2 minutes to get. Leshar's doing this with like 50 grand on the line plus. And goes for the side swap. Able to parry is super. Again, you should always parry supers in this game. You get additional drive. You usually get a little bit more optimal combo. Yeah, and first try. Yeah, there are some ranges where you're right that the like Hashogeki won't whiff, right? So like for example, actually is a good point. That's a lot easier to do. But you'll see later in the set that he doesn't fall for the Hashogeki bait as like I would, right? So this is a true block string, which means that like if I go for parry here, it doesn't matter. Like nothing gets baited. So that's probably like a lot. That's actually a really good point. It's a lot safer to go for parry in that kind of situation than it is in a situation where Hashogeki could whiff and then beat out the parry. So what he did was technically a lot easier than what I was trying to do. But you guys will be surprised later in the set where he's actually able to react to the Hashogeki. It's just really good blocks. Again, he's taking his turn. This is a really nice idea, right? Look at when he presses. So block, that's fine. It's plus. You don't want to take your turn. Here he can cancel until like EX. He has all this drive. You don't want to press after his jab. It's really risky. Leshar knows that. Tries to take his turn with a stand leg. Again, you can cancel the stand leg into a bunch of things. Doesn't take his turn. Crouch medium kick. You can react to the fact that like because it's a medium that it's not being canceled. It's now his turn. Blaz, knowing this, walks forward, takes his turn with a stand medium kick. This is minus. Now it's Leshar's turn again. Leshar takes his turn, walks forward, tries to bait something. Crouch medium punch, too hard to whiff punch, right? He's probably looking for like a crouch medium kick, given the spacing that Leshar's at, right? Tries to check him, doesn't work. And Blaz tries to take his turn a little bit more aggressively and with a walk forward. And Leshar disrespects the crouch medium kick. And he's able to, he could have killed here actually. This is something I noticed a lot of really strong players do, is even though Leshar could have done level 2 here and killed, he opts not to because he wants to keep that bar for the next match or the next round, right? And statistically, Leshar is likely to win the game anyways. Okay, Blaz, knowing that earlier in the match, the last time Blaz tried to drive rush, right? His drive rush was checked, but remember, it was only checked. Oh no, Leshar was able to beat the check with a whiff jab and the sweep, right? So Blaz, knowing this, goes for the same thing. Instead of just doing the whiff jab into sweep, which doesn't get you that much damage, he hard calls it out with a Hashogeki, right? This Hashogeki pulls your hurt box back. So like, let's say I'm trying to react to drive rush. Again, yeah, there you go, right? So I try the whiff punch. I'm just a little bit off. I get punish countered. Again, Blaz, the spacing's better than mine in training mode and gets a full punish, right? Even though if he just did a regular drive rush, Leshar would have got a crap ton of damage off of it. And I think I thought he could get a combo here off the palm. Maybe not at that range because everything was so extended. This forward heavy kick is insane. So one of the things that Blaz is really good at, I've never tried this in training mode. Yeah, I guess it's one of those things that only works at high level, right? if you're like a 1500 MR player and you're drive rushing a neutral, you just assume that your opponent's not going to check the drive rush, right? So you don't do stuff like this. This is stuff that's only good at like super high level. So this is something that Leshar, Blaz is really good at. He'll hit confirm this forward heavy kick. I don't know that the hit confirm window, but let's see if I can actually do it. Oh, it's actually doable. Yeah. Again, I don't have 15-year reactions, but this is easily doable, right? Where you just only cancel the forward heavy kick on hit. He also like perfectly spaced it so that this wasn't punishable, because this is -4 on block, and Terry can punish as long as he's close enough.
It's been rolled back and forth actually in regards to corner carry.
Yeah.
All right, this EXTP. This seems like, oh, he just did a random reverse. If you're below, like, if you're not masters, maybe if you're below like 1500, you probably don't understand what happened here, right? It just looks like he did a random EXTP. There's literally no way for Terry to bait this. Almost no way. So let's put the dummy to block reversal EXTP, and I'm gonna do this with Terry. I'm gonna do the same string that Leshar did. I have no, like, if look, I'm blocking here, I still get hit. I try pressing a jab, I still get hit. I try pressing a button, I still get hit. I try to canceling into something, I still get hit. So this is just really good knowledge on Blaz's part and reaction. A lot of people know this is a thing, but actually reacting to it in the middle of a match and distinguishing between just this is a lot harder, and it's harder to do than you might think, right? The only real counter Leshar has to this is like he can do like this into drive impact and get a punish, but like that's so risky. Most top Terry players, they want to make sure this Terry player can actually, the opponent can actually do this before they go for something like drive impact, right? Because if you're wrong on that, you just die. So start with the layer 1 first, which is make Blaz prove to you that he can do this EXTP, which he can't. One of the best buttons to have for drive impact, drive rush on a PS5 controller. As long as you have a finger over drive impact and parry, I think it doesn't really matter. Okay, so again, reaction from Blaz. Also does the micro walk back, safe jump again. Goes for burnout. Pretty smart. This is actually really cute. He goes for empty jump jab. Why does he go for empty jump jab? I think the idea is that it beats stuff like delay tech. Also, it's safer against parry, right? So because if he goes for a safe jump and Leshar perfect parries that safe jump, he's not at risk for burnout. Instead, you go for something like empty jump jab. Forces him to be in burnout. That was kind of clean. Knowing that most people just don't do crouch meme kick into nothing, I think he just did it, honestly. I don't think you can react to Hashogeki. I could be wrong. Let's see how fast it is. Yeah, you're not reacting to 12 frames. So basically, he's just like, I think you're going to cancel this, and made a read. He didn't actually, yeah, I don't think he actually reacted here.
Ooh, we found a cat. All right, what's it going to be? We do have one more meter. I like that. That's why
this was clean. So most common thing for someone to do after a fireball is go for this spacing trap, where again, if you do burn knuckle at the right timing, it's gonna be plus, right? But it had like this perfect spacing. We have to turn off OD, sure you can. And this isn't reactable either, because this is what, like 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 frames is really hard to react to, especially if like a parry or something like that. So the safest way for Blaz to deal with this is just backdash. And when he backdashes, the burn knuckle whisks, and it's like relatively risk free to go for burn knuckle here. I mean, to go for the backdash, and gets a full punish. Could have optimized the combo a little bit more, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Blaz is like, I know I'm winning this game. But yeah, could have done like drive rush into something and then killed. Blaz sometimes suboptimal. This was basically checkmate, right? Because like even if he didn't jump here, he would just got chipped by like something into EX, and then you're just dead. So right after that happened is basically checkmate. And Blaz is up 1, and we're only 32 minutes into the pit. I told you we'd be over analyzing this. I hope that's okay, guys. We'll go a little faster after this.
Oh, watch your legs.
Blaz is South American, which means, hey, that's about as close as we'll get.
Damn, little tap dance too. I need a reset for him.
Pecking at the toe.
The idea of this string here is just for burnout, right?
Damn, little tap dance too. I need a reset for him.
Pecking at the toe jam.
This is all a true block string.
Damn, little tap dance too.
So like once you get this, yeah, maybe take the back. I don't know for sure if it's a true block string. But I know you can't mash it. The idea is when you have this I don't know what you would call it, Denjin buff. This is a true block string. This is 3, right? This is 7, which means if they mash, you get a full trade combo. This is also 3, which means that if you do it twice in a row, this beats any type of mashing, right? So really all Leshar can do here is EXTP out, but it's obviously very risky, right? Very risky. Yeah, EXTP. Yeah, the only thing that will work here is EXTP because you can't mash, right? So Leshar does the guaranteed thing here and just drive reversals him because it wasn't looking good for his drive meter anyways. You're going to get burned out. You might as well at least maintain a little bit of momentum and get a little corner carry, right?
Give you a false sense, right? Yeah. I mean, that's what he's.
This is just an extremely crazy confirm, right? So he's probably dialing this in anyways. I want to say this only works on counter hit for Terry. Let's see if we can get, like, for example, if I'm just doing, yeah, see, this doesn't even combo on regular hit. So Leshar knows that he's trying to snipe a button out with this, gets the counter hit, and is at that perfect spacing for the shoulder to combo. Because if he's like too close, you don't actually get a combo here, right? This is just immaculate spacing on Leshar's part to actually get the right spacing on the walk forward jab to get this combo. Actually very minor, but very impressive. And a really good way to like call out a button on reaction to like someone walking forward.
To walk back, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, this is actually react. You'd think it's just random Crackshoot, right? Like right here.
That's just trying to get a little bit of information of how much Blaz wants to walk back, right?
I've seen Leshar do this on reaction. It's actually, I don't know how hard this is. I've seen Leshar do it a few times and his success rate is too high. Yeah, this is actually doable. It's definitely heavy Crackshoot, but you have to have cracked out reactions for this. Yeah, you could see it. The way I know it's on reaction is that he does it basically at the last possible second. And especially at this range, like, actually, is this doable? Actually, I don't know. Like, the more I think about it, I don't know if this is actually doable. Because I'm trying to delay this as much as possible. I actually have no clue if this is reaction or not. Because like, look how early I have to do this. I basically have to do this at like frame 15 or 16. I think it's a read only. Damn, it just means Leshar has really good reads for like these fireballs, right? Because it's like, how else do you beat fireball on the fireball? Like how, like if you jump here, you're getting anti-aired. And even like, I guess you'd have to do like medium and the medium. Yeah, he definitely predicted the first one. Yeah. It's just it's a way riskier thing than to jump, right? Because obviously jump you can anti-air easily. Crackshoot you're just -3 in their face, so like it's only taking a turn. Yeah, I don't think this is reaction. It's just Leshar being really good at prediction.
I mean, that's what he's been kind of doing, right? Like hovering around the ranges and giving you a false.
It's crazy because every time I see Leshar do it, it works. Have he's -1? Wait, that's kind of good actually. -1's actually pretty important because that means they can't get a guaranteed throw. Yeah, interesting. So this is actually a lot more important than you might think. Let's say they try the block reversal throw. So this actually isn't even bad as like obviously they can throw me, right? But I can actually mash this throw because it's only -1 instead of -3. Like, good to know, man. This Terry champ kind of good. Yeah, this Terry champ's too good. And goes for the combo. Optimized too, didn't have to spend any meter. That's a punish. Good recognition. I don't know why Leshar didn't finish the combo there. Maybe he didn't have full confidence that the punish was going to work. He's probably a little bit nervous too. You have to think about that, right? There's 50k on the line. This is crazy that he tried to react to that. So he tried to react. That parry was him trying to react to stand heavy kick, right? So let me forward heavy kick. That's like no, this is too cracked. This is actually too cracked. Maybe I could do it like this is basically like a 16 frame reaction. I'm only able to do it because it's like my guess is he just saw something and like tried to react, right? I don't think I could actually do this in the match for sure. Like especially if it's like just random timing. Like realistically, what he was probably looking for was like a fireball or something else and just flinched on the forward heavy kick, right? The other thing I think this is actually reactable is forward heavy punch, right? This is a 20 frame reaction. So if you're looking for like the forward heavy punch, you might flinch and like accidentally try to parry the towards heavy kick. But I do not think the towards heavy kick is actually reactable. He's just looking for like a bunch of other things and then
I don't know if you try to anticipate the forward jump, possibly.
Yeah, it got cooked.
So that makes a lot of sense too.
Why? So question for you guys, why did this
That would have been gangster.
throw from Terry work?
Anticipate the forward jump,
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Usually a lot of top players will like hedge against throw and that sort of thing. They'll either do like a delayed offensive tech or they'll do how do I say, they'll like walk back out of throw range in case they happen to go for a throw tech. I think Leshar was just expecting like Blaz to go for another throw again. I don't think he's expecting that throw to hit. But Blaz, maybe he was like just looking out for a bunch of options and just happened to get thrown.
Sets to drive rush on in, double knuckle.
Yeah, I saw
At least the overhead does get
yeah, Basher was, that Marco's crazy. Perfect parry. Again, you want to actually drive impact here. If he drive impacts, he's probably dead. But a lot of these top players, their mental stack's so overloaded with like looking at a bunch of other things that he just happened to drive parry the DI instead of drive impact because he's probably looking for like a fireball or he's trying to look for like something or like a burn knuckle or something like that, right? So not actually intentional, and then he goes for drive impact. I don't blame Blaz trying to go for this. Remember last match they played, he was actually able to get the drive impact off when Leshar was burned out. So actually not a bad idea. And yeah, other than that, I'm not sure why, because this is a bad situation. Blaz goes for level 1. I actually don't agree with this. I probably, even if this is gonna hit, it's not gonna kill, right? So you probably want to go for like level 2 or something because you're dead either way, right? But GG's. Again, nerves make people do things that are slightly suboptimal, right? How's the overanalyzation of this matchman so far? We're 2 matches in. I'm really curious what you guys think. Is this actually valuable? Let me know that in the comments below. Hashogeki. My guess on this Hashogeki was he was actually trying to test Leshar here, right? You see Leshar's parrying fireball, right? Can he react to with Hashogeki and not parry? That's probably what Blaz was trying to test him here, but for whatever reason was just in range of like Leshar just had really good walk-ups, right? And what a button press by that's crazy. Oh my god, that whiff punch was crazy, right? Look for the crouch medium kick whiff and then whiff punch. That was 100% what Leshar was anticipating, because that's obviously a lot harder to do than you might think, especially looking out for all the other shit. It doesn't hit confirm, unfortunately. Parry. Again, he's trying to perfect parry all these, so the ones that he doesn't perfect parry, he's actually just missing the perfect parry, right? Like he's the way that top players will perfect parry a fireball is in case they miss it, right? You can't just assume that he's always gonna get a like a fireball here. how I say, is what they do is they will block and then they'll hit the parry, right? So in case they mistime it, they're still blocking and then they'll like hold forward. So like what you're doing is you're going around neutral, you hit back and parry at the same time. Well, not at the same time, you hit back slightly earlier than parry in case your timing's off. But the fact that his parry consistency is that crazy is like so insane to me. All right, there we go. 2 in a row. I'm Leshar now. I'm Leshar now. I'm Leshar now, boys. But you get the idea. Is that if in case you screw up the parry, you want to make sure you're holding back. All right, I'll see you in EWC next year. Yeah, this is crazy. By the way, why did Blaz get hit here? It's kind of a weird situation to get hit, right? I have my theory, but I want to see what chat thinks. Because this is a really odd spot to get hit. I know, but I won't tell you. Because like, what top player gets hit by a fireball here, right? Like that's kind of weird. And also very good conversion from Leshar to get that medium punch. Yes. Drive rush eating the input. It doesn't eat the parry input, but what it eats is here. What we'll do, the idea is like if I'm trying to fire like perfect parry fireball back, right? Again, this is a lot harder. It's like if I'm trying to do this, right? You see how like I'm basically dialing it in. If I go for a drive rush here, let me see if I can get. Let me go. I have to do it like the right distance. This is like so much harder to get than I thought. But basically it ate an input, right? And even like I don't fully know how it works, but like this will happen to me sometimes, like randomly, is I will like when I miss the parry and then two I don't even know how Leshar got hit, but basically it's something with like the parry drive rush like stalling. Because I noticed, or like he like plinked the parry and like something like that happened, right? Because it was counter hit, which means that he got hit like, yeah, trying to do something like this. So I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it's just how he inputs the yeah, I'm not sure how he inputs it. But there's definitely something go on where he's trying to it could be something like, I don't know. I really don't know. But basically the fire, like this happens sometimes when the drive rush will like eat your input, and people will intentionally do this, but really I don't know what Blaz got hit by. Like it looks like he maybe is trying to throw a fireball back and it ate the input. Yeah, your guess is good as mine. Yeah, he could have just been like trying to clash with the, yeah, who knows. Even in some situations like Blaz might not know that, right? Oh, he thought he could get a trade combo here. Generally when in these kind of situations where someone does a drive rush and gets a trade, even though these are both lights, because the one drive rush light has more hits done, Leshar thought he could get a combo here, or maybe he didn't think he could get a combo. He just did the fastest reaching light that would make it his turn, right? And then you just got a combo. That was actually kind of clean.
Leshar, you saw that Blaz was still trying to challenge pressing buttons. Good stuff.
Yeah, it was like back-to-back counter hits. The trade initially happened, then another counter hit. So Leshar.
Know this. Remember what happened game 1 of the set, right? Leshar tried to check Blaz's drive rush twice, and both times Leshar checked the drive rush. He died for it. And look at what this gets Blaz now. He's just able to drive rush round start, and Leshar's too scared to hit something, right? Same thing here. Leshar's too scared to hit because last couple times he tried to hit and tried to check, he died for it, right?
Like that nice little 25 a quarter. Nice good old George Washington. Right there.
Again, this is the recognition on this is crazy to me. I don't know how he's so good at reacting. I know it sounds like he reacts to this Hashogeki. The reason he does Hashogeki is to fake a fireball, right? Leshar does not fall for the Hashogeki feint and instead takes his turn. No parry comes out on whiff, and he actually almost got a whiff punch. He tried the whiff punch here. He was just maybe like a frame or two late. And Leshar probably thinking this is gonna hit. Actually, no, he just DP'd randomly.
Terry, you're on the good carpet. Okay.
He's just trying to go for chunking the drive. Yeah, Blaz not spending the super because he thinks he can win this. And yeah.
That makes sense, yeah. While you're in burnout, that's only going to be, what, -2, right? So Blaz actually...
Blaz just getting throwing the fireball. You notice, again, Blaz is throwing a lot of fireballs because Leshar really hasn't jumped much, right? So the risk of Roundstart fireball is actually working out pretty well. This is just plain reaction, right? Like, again, Blaz was trying to bait the parry again here.
Scraping through the next round. He's got 3 bars to himself too.
But Leshar thought it was a fireball, probably just reacted to the fireball, and that would have punished the fireball too. If he was too slow on the parry would just come out late, but no parry came out. No, Leshar. Yeah, Leshar definitely did that on purpose.
That's a lot of dexterity. What he's rocking on, it's pretty weird, but it's cool.
This is a cute adaptation, by the way. So remember earlier in the match where Leshar tried to parry the forward heavy kick?
Yeah, seriously.
He tried to parry it here too. Again, I don't think it's something you can parry in reaction, but he's probably flinching for like a forward heavy punch or something like that. Recognizes that it's still his turn, so he does this option select where he cancels the parry into drive rush and then tries to, you know, go in for a throw or something, but Blaz is ready for the check. This shit has layers. This shit actually has layers.
What he's rocking on, it's pretty weird, but it's cool at the same time. Oh, get over here. We'll talk to you.
Yeah, there are some trades in this game that are 0, but that's generally not one. That's generally not one of them if someone's behind a drive rush. This is a pretty cute idea. So a lot of players are now doing this. Is that like after these drive rushes, like instead of delay teching, they're just going for like a backdash or jump back, right? Because jump back beats shimmy, or backdash beats shimmy, and it beats throw. And then you can kind of like take your turn. Goes for drive rush again. Now look at these buttons. Yeah, look at these buttons Blaz are playing. What would you expect like a 1500 MR Terry player to do right here, right? Like once Blaz goes into burnout, you think, oh, let me DI, let me DI, let me DI, let me DI. You're thinking DI, DI, DI. All this stuff is DI safe, right? Light, you can react to super. Stand heavy punch Hashogeki, you can react to super. Stand heavy Hashogeki super happened to punch, and he got the combo anyways, right? And Blaz doing this every time he lands super. This is the one takeaway I learned from this, is that every time I land like a super, I'm just gonna start doing this too. If it's working for Blaz, I think he's onto something. And I think Leshar switches here to Ed. And I think the idea is this Ed switch is that he just wants to mix it up, right? Like if I was Leshar and I'd be like, I beat this kid last time in bracket, let me try a different character. And my Ed's warmed up because I just played him, right? I know Leshar is also thinking about playing Mai in this match because last time they played, the Mai worked out, but he decides Ed here. Not sure why, but either way, he probably just wanted to mix it up. Again, this is something at EWC all these top players are doing, is that on reaction to the perfect parry and the fireball, drive rushing and punishing. It's obviously really hard, so like Blaz still wants to enforce the fireball game. This is a crazy reaction. This wasn't a random crouch medium kick. This was Blaz reacting to the fireball. So a lot of Eds will do this like button in the fireball to bait like a DI. Because the idea is Ed is pretty weak against DI. this is like pretty unsafe. But the whole idea of this is it betas the response. So let's say the opponent does like reversal drive impact because they think it's gonna be flicker, and they both look kind of similar because they both have like that little purple shit behind them. So like, let's say I go for like this. Wait, what's my flicker input? Let's say I go for this. This is a punish counter, right? So I'm kind of scared of DI. Like, even if I like hold, I get cooked. Even if I try to backdash, I get cooked. So a lot of people want to do DI like right away, because if you do it late, for example, like let's say this is delay of like 10 frames, like what, you're just not gonna get it out. Or like, even if I hold it, like let's say this happens, then you're just gonna whiff. You get the idea, and then you just die. So you want to react as soon as possible, which means that a lot of like lesser players, they'll get caught flinching on this, and then Ed can DI back, and then they get cooked. Blaz on that next level knows this is a thing, reacts to this with crouch beam kick, gets a full combo.
Still on standby to await the winner of this to go for the third place match.
Now we see it.
This
Right
kid's
now.
reactions are insane.
He was contemplating mine not too long ago, but he's confirmed the end, as you can see it on your screen.
Wow, what a perfect parry on that. You notice, again, compared to a lot of like master rank Ryus, he's not using much donkey kick, because donkey kick is reactable with perfect parry and carries some risk, right?
Put that donkey back in the barn. All right, nice parry. Love it.
Oh my god, again! Bro, the reactions on this.
All right, nice parry.
With fireball, sweep immediately. I don't even know if I could do this if I tried. How much time do you have to do this? I guess you have a decent amount of time. 33 frames total. So yeah, this is like a 20... How do I say? I mean, this is definitely humanly doable. It's just like the autopilot reactions to be able to do this in the middle of the match. This is a, what, 33 minus 8, 25 frame reaction. So it's definitely doable. A lot of people can react to 25 frames, but looking for 25 frames on top of everything else Ed can do, that's crazy. That's actually cracked. Hey, Wendoli.
I like that.
Appreciate it, man.
What do you do about this now? Leshar with so much more control in the pace, or in the pacing from this range. It's so significant. Blaz forced to throw a lot more fireballs in the set.
I think everyone at EWC got money. It's just like, it's like, did you get 3K or did you get... Did you get 3K or did you get 130K like Blaz, right? Also, very interesting reaction here, right?
Blaz forced to throw a lot more fireballs in the set.
Yeah, we're gonna see more standing medium kick here from Leshar in a minute.
Yeah, tries to react. One of the ways you can beat like people that have really quick reactions is you can whiff things that don't have that much whiff recovery, right? This, not whiff punishable. This is 18 frames, which means you have to have like a 10 frame reaction to whiff punish this. So like the way you kind of like beat people with really good reactions is you have to sometimes whiff normals that have way less recovery, right? Same thing, even like this normal, way harder to whiff punch. You need a 19 frame reaction to whiff punish this, right? And I'll probably see Leshar do that normal later in the match too.
Pretty good from that part. There it is for the punish. That was nice. Okay, let's get a throw. No, we're gonna string him up a little bit.
For the record, Leshar dropped, Blaz dropped out of school after he's already winning money. You don't just randomly drop out of school, right? You have to prove that you're good enough to do it. And that was good. And Leshar, Blaz doing the hand tech.
Damn.
You like peanuts with that Shoryuken.
That's actually a very valid point. So like, even if he wasn't dead off of that, you still get chip damage, right? Because of the burnout. That was excellent resource management from Blaz.
Now we're trying to smother them. We don't want to give too much.
Another perfect parry on the donkey kick. It's weird because he didn't really go for the donkey kick against Terry, but maybe he feels like he has to use it more in this matchup. Oh, what did he fall for here? Oh, did he fall for the Oh, he's just trying to guess parry.
Get off of me. Oh, the uppercut. Level 1.
Oh, that randomly caught the backdash.
No, nothing. He was trying to jump, perhaps. I couldn't tell you.
Oh, midset confirm.
midset? Who knows? But the logo, once again, the Shoryuken, the OD version. Come on over here. Oh, the magic.
Level 2. You should be burnt.
Katino Mobley, Steve Francis, and Hakeem Olajuwon.
Huh?
I mean, Hakeem is the dream. This is big damage.
Yeah, very interesting that, like, you notice the last hit of this ball is this is just really good awareness from Leshar. The last hit of the ball is the one that does the drive gauge. So he recognizes that he won't be completely burnt, so he spends the level 1 here just to make sure he's burnt. And now, like, Leshar, this is all guaranteed. Not all guaranteed, but most of it's guaranteed. Oh my god, that's scary. So why do I say this is guaranteed? Ryu's Fireball Super does not have projectile invul. This is a projectile. So if Ryu does level 1 or anything, this is gonna hit. So you can't match that. You can't do invincible level 1 super. You have no invincible DP because you're in burnout, right? This again is the nerf fireball. So if Ryu did level 1 here, he would have got counter hit, he would have died. And now you can't true block string. Maybe you could do another EX fireball, but I think he was worried about like it not killing and he want to put himself in the burnout. So he goes for a little chip and now tries to chip again. Very good jump by Ryu. One thing that Ed players are really good at is they'll hold the flicker a little bit. He saw the jump, right? So on frame, where do we see the jump? 1. So this is the first reactive of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. On frame 24 of the jump, he reacts with a backdash, purposely canceling that so he doesn't get hit. Most Eds will let this rip and got killed. Leshar obviously with awareness here, plays a little bit safer, holds it, able to get out.
To get the rest of that chip damage in. Wow, that was sick.
Halt, who goes there? The bodega is that way. Oh, sure, you can't. The man did it, said it with his heart.
The Omega logo.
I feel a sweep coming. I feel it. Oh, where you going? Look like a straight snake coming out the fist.
Now these guys are just trying to go back to neutral.
Girls in the back like this neutral.
Playing with each other's reactions. Why does Blaz do this? He's just trying to chunk the drive gauge, right? Wait, why did he do this? So this is obviously like a lot safer than going for the medium. And I don't think you really get a good punish here. Yeah, it looks like crouch medium punch won't punish. So it looks like against Ed. Oh, maybe if you like perfectly space this. Yeah, even that doesn't work. So against Ed, this is safe, and because the medium donkey kick is faster than the heavy, you're not able to perfect parry it on reaction. Am I gonna start Project Blaz? Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, you gotta pay the fees.
Yes.
And still the back.
I do think about that, right? Like, you've heard of like what was the Laszlo? What the chess experiment Laszlo? Basically, like, yes, psychologist Laszlo, Polgar theorized that like anyone can learn chess. So the way they did it is like they surrounded their kids with everything chess related. Like basically the kids knew nothing about chess and they become some of the best chess players ever. They're all female, but they become some of the strongest, including I think the strongest female chess player ever was produced by like a psychologist and another woman that like knew absolutely nothing about chess. They just raised their kids in the right environment, right? So yeah, could we do that with Street Fighter? Maybe. Project Blaz coming up sometime soon.
A whole different facing now from the start.
Not like this.
Pretty, I want to say.
Anyways, Leshar making a comeback with the Ed.
2 games apiece.
I love it. They're not taking no time to think about
Oh my god.
what I'm talking about.
But yeah, soon we're gonna have 10-year-olds come out from Project Blaz, surrounding them with every single Street Fighter copy known to man.
No capoeira.
By the way, what did Blaz really drop this combo? Not really, right? I think the idea behind this is actually intentional reset. That was a really good whiff punch, by the way. After perfect parry, You don't get that much damage, right? So you basically got the amount of damage you're gonna get. He goes for a reset here just to chunk the drive gauge. So he intentionally resets here, chunk the drive gauge. Now he's only at 1.5 bars. And now he's at almost a bar, and then tries to bait something. And thankfully Leshar is able to drop out. I mean, back out. But yeah, I do notice that Blaz will like occasionally like drop a combo just to like attack the drive instead. And it looks like Leshar has all the momentum, right? He's starting to be able to like, this has to be like one of the best drive rush checks in the game. This crouch lake, where is that? Crouch lake kick from Ed. Very strong normal. And the idea, why is this so strong, is because it's really hard to bait out, unlike mediums, right? This has way less, this has less recovery. Well, let's say I'm Ryu, and I'm trying to do a crouch medium punch, drive rush check. This is 24 frames. This, 18 frames. So 6 less frames recovery, which means all these like cute little drive rush baits that Blaz was trying to do against Leshar's Terry. Actually, this still might work. It's a lot harder to time compared to something like this, right? Yeah, so I'm able to block. Having a really low recovery, far-reaching normal is really strong, and Ed probably has one of the best of them. And then just, again, that's a hit confirm right there. Reacts to the walk forward. Stand fierce in a vacuum seems really hard to hit confirm, right? But what he's doing is he sees this walk forward from Ryu right here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 frames of walk forward, right? So instead of just having like a, how do I put this? Like a, we'll put a W to random guard. I can't do this. I don't think Leshar can do it either. Can you just hit confirm on hit? Like, I'm trying. Maybe this is doable. Nah. Actually, you know what? This is kind of doable. This is like on the threshold of reaction. I bet Leshar might be able to do this. But I think it's a lot easier when you catch the walk forward, right? And so he's just basically looking for that, has his finger over the drive rush button. I mean the drive parry button, just in case it does hit, right? Yeah, this is pretty doable, but the walk forward makes it a lot more easier to look for, right? Yeah, different characters have like different drive rush cancel windows, especially in mediums. Generally, are not hit confirmable, but some heavies are. Remember me, kid, in Orlando, where it's humid. Oh, he's trying to go for advanced mind games here, right? The idea behind this like dash forward is he's trying to grab the parry, thinking that Blaz is just gonna hold it forever, but Blaz mixed it up.
I like that. Dash him twice, knocking on the door a little bit. Blaz has not really been able to get like pretty significant start, or at least like the same type of momentum he was playing for the previous game.
Tries to go for the whiff punish, but again, I feel like some of the, if you notice like the momentum Blaz had, he was really good at whiff punishing certain things, and now like even if Leshar is like whiffing the slow normals, he's kind of being hesitant to like whiff punish it, right? Just because Leshar's done so many fakes in neutral, you gotta be a little scared. That's just a good punish. Level 2 reversal. Blaz with a just really good read. Because if you don't hit that, you basically lost the game. Actually, you did lose the game. The Blaz kind of like risking his... Oh, here. This is Leshar cracking a little bit, right? Reacts to the Hashogeki with parry, but Blaz doesn't fully capitalize. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's just a really good option on the jump back.
How is he so ready to pose? Hey, man. So close attacks, by the way. Both looking to get that third game. Oh
my god, these guys are swinging now. There's a lot of micro interactions going on here. But in order to make sure the video is not 3 hours long, Out of top tier players, remember all this information. I forget my combos if I don't play for a week because these guys play every day for multiple hours each day. That not playing for a week doesn't exist for them. That is crazy to confirm, by the way. Look at this. You definitely want to spend level 3 here because it's not that much scaling. But also, look how low Blaz is on drive, right? He wants to spend it to get his drive back, because like if Leshar just puts him in a couple block swings, he's gonna be a burnout, right? So that's the idea behind spending level 3. Really good recognition. Again, this is what makes a top player. He recognizes that this final hit here builds level 3. You see guys at 2, right? You can't really see because of the chat. I'm moving the chat. When this hits, he builds level 3 and he gets it there.
There's a lot of hate behind that.
And now they're back even drive situation, but he has the lead. Oh, he just missed a throw. Yeah, that's a gimmick, but Blaz pressed the wrong button, and now, yeah, scramble situation, drive rush. All right, I'm actually gonna skip. This is actually taking longer than I thought. We're gonna skip to the final game. Spoiler alert, Blaz does win this. We have overanalyzed this a bunch. Imagine the match is only 20 minutes. This is an hour and 11 minutes, and we have to skip some of the match.
I got you one.
There's a lot that goes on in some of these, right?
Wow.
But let's do this last match justice, right? Or last game justice. Again, same idea. He's trying to do drive rush, donkey kick to try to beat out a reaction to the drive rush. Good check. EXDP.
He recognizes, he's like, I have to let this level 2, this heavy version rock.
Just a crazy whiff punish, right? Okay, so optimal. Throw. Bro, this is insane. The fact that these guys are so consistent on perfect parry is like actually crazy to me.
What is he throwing out there?
So perfect parry on the fireball. Again, this is the thing we talked about earlier in the video where you perfect parry something, you press a button. Doesn't have meter to cancel the drive rush. You don't really get anything unless you want to burn yourself out. And then Blaz just does YOLO sweep because he thinks it's a scramble. EXDP, I'm not sure why. I guess the EXDPs have been having a pretty high success rate. Leshar just makes a read. Especially like in these kind of situations, as Blaz, you're okay taking the EXDP because if he EXDPs here, he's just burnt, right? So you're like, fuck it. Like if you're gonna EXDP me, I don't give a shit because you're burnt and now you gotta play from like behind, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now you have to deal with this shit. That's a really good level 1. But now you have no meter in case Leshar starts to offense again. These fireballs are kind of hard to deal with. This is a really interesting strat. Again, very high level awareness. The reason why Blaz holds parry here is because he actually builds more meter, right? When you start the parry, you lose about half of a drive gauge, but when you hold it, you actually build a little bit more drive. So he's just farming drive. I don't know why he got hit there. Maybe he tried to like, maybe he doesn't use a parry macro or something. Kind of crazy to me. One of the best players in the world doesn't use a parry macro. That's really what it looks like.
Dude, he was building mad meter after that, by the way. Get himself out of burnout.
I don't know why else you get counter hit there. All right, just good block swing pressure. Yeah, Blaz just holding his ground really well. Oh my god, the perfect parry, bait on the drive rush. This is looking really bad, right? Leshar should be able to start chipping out Blaz unless he makes a good read. This is crazy. How do you fucking react to this? I think this is guess parry, right? But he guessed parry, he reacted to the situation, knew it was a fireball, press jab to interrupt, right?
Perfect parry against the spark.
Very, very good, and not very hard to do.
Wow.
Another perfect parry on the fireball. This is a really good, I like the idea of jab here because Ed, this is only -1 on block, right? So if Ed tries to take his turn back, like this is a 4 frame. So in theory, Blaz should win here, right? Doing the 4 frame. against Ed doing stand medium punch and something else. For whatever reason, he might be like a frame off. Actually, let's look back at this.
Sheesh. Over the trade. See, that's what I don't get. They're so good, even in the midst of getting hit.
Oh, I think we went back too much.
String, Geppetto.
Geppetto. This is doing block strings.
Far away from Leshar.
Yeah, again, this sequence really good. Yeah, that's part of the reason I think at like super high level you don't see characters like Aki, because like they're characters that thrive on drive rush, fireball drive rush, and like players like Leshar are just too fucking good stopping fireball drive rush. Yeah, the punish. Oh, so this is interesting. You know, he didn't do this route against Terry. This is not actually a safe jump against some of the cast, right? But it is a safe jump against Terry, which is kind of funny. So if Terry does a wake up DP, because his DP is slower than other characters, where's his DP at? Oh, well, I can't show you. But his DP is 10 frames, right? Which means against most of the cast, this is not a safe jump, but because Ed's DP is so much slower than other people, this actually becomes a safe jump on Ed. Just kind of sick. Yeah, Ed, so doing Ed specific safe jumps. I actually do that with mine too. Like I'll do stuff like elbow into jump and stuff. Blaz always doing this after super. Just a really good read from Blaz. That wasn't like a reaction or anything. DP anti-air. Again, goes for another Ed specific safe jump. You might as well do the safe jumps because you get to chunk their drive. This is just really good recognition for here. So again, you burn them out. This is +3, which means why did this super whiff? And I guarantee you Blaz knew this interaction. Ryu's jab, 13 frames total, which means that on a +3, this comes out on the 10th frame. This isn't like a burnout thing or anything. This string is just safe to Ed super, right? So if I ever do Ed super here, because Ed super is like, how fast is Ed super? Yeah, 13 frames. You're able to jab and then block in time. So this is just Blaz recognizing a situation, going for something safe. And then, yeah, Blaz takes the game. And match point for Blaz.
And that would have been fine just for him too, because he's still within range for a tech throw. Or a tick throw, excuse me.
Oh my god, backdash. So this is crazy. So backdashes don't normally beat throw, right? Like you don't normally get a punish counter on throw. So what happened was Leshar actually went for a delayed offensive grab. So the idea of a delayed offensive grab is you want something that will beat DP, but also hedge against options like parry and the opponent doing like an offensive throw, right? So opponent does, we'll say block, like wake up reversal DP. We'll say EXDP, right? So I hit DP, I do this. See, even though I hit the grab, I actually press grab here. I'm able to block because I timed my throw intentionally late. So I'm blocking if they were to do wake up DP. And yeah, Blaz took advantage of that by backdashing. Whiff punish. All right, Blaz feeling himself. EXDP bust out. Don't want him to get the momentum. Goes for a perfect parry on the fireball, of course. Not sure what that whiff forward heavy punch was in neutral. He's chunking his drive gauge with these flickers. I think Ed generally has advantage in the fireball. Oh my god, again the sweep on the fireball. And then overhead. And I think you're dead? I think, oh no, not dead. And yeah, scramble crouch medium kick. Sheesh. And yeah, Leshar looking good, but Blaz looking even stronger. And yeah, I don't even think they speak the same language, but they're probably both like, damn, you're kind of cracked. You're kind of cracked, right? Yeah, these guys are both really good. I know I skipped some of the match. This is a lot to analyze. If you guys like this kind of content, let me know down in the comments below, because this was absolutely crazy match. And yeah, I think it's really cool to see just how far people are pushing Street Fighter 6. Catch y'all in the next one. Sorry it wasn't 2 hours. Peace.